What is a black movie? That's the question. What defines a black movie? Is it about having an all-black cast? If that's the case, then The Color Purple should qualify. But it was directed by Steven Spielberg and written by Mino Mayed, both of whom are white. While it tells a deeply black story, the people controlling the creative vision weren't black. So does it truly count? Maybe it's about having a black director and writer. That's definitely a start, but is that enough? Take The Help, a movie about a black maid in the Jim Crow South. It had black actresses in the front and center, yet it was written and directed by a white creator, with the main perspective still centering on white savior narrative. That's the issue. When black stories are told through a white lens, they are often lack authenticity. A truly black movie isn't just about representation on screen, it's about who's behind the screen, from top to bottom. Black creatives need to have a hand in production, directing, writing, and storytelling. That's what makes a film authentically black. But even then, what stories are being told? A lot of so-called black movies follow the same narratives: struggles in the hood, single black mothers trying to make ends meet, crime and violence. Movies like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, and Baby Boy highlight real issues in the black communities. But when these are the dominant narrative Hollywood pushes, it limits the scope of what black cinema can be. However, great black films understand the need for balance in storytelling. Take John Singleton, for example. He gave us Boys in the Hood, a raw depiction of life in South Central LA. But he also directed Higher Learning, which tackled racism, identity, education at a predominantly white university. He later made Poetic Justice, a black romance, and even directed mainstream action films like Too Fast, Too Furious. His career shows that black filmmakers don't have to be boxed into one type of story. The same goes for Spike Lee, often associated with social charged films like Do the Right Thing and Malcolm X, but he also made Crooklyn, a heartfelt drama, and Inside Man, a mainstream heist thriller. That's balance, giving us serious, powerful films, but also stories that are entertaining and universal. More recently, Ryan Coogler has followed a similar path. He started with Fruitvale Station, a tragic true story of police brutality, but then directed Creed, a boxing movie about legacy and mentorship, and later Black Panther, a revolutionary Afrofuturist superhero film. He's showing that black directors can work across genres without their authenticity. But the problem is that Hollywood still depicts black films to tell the same kinds of stories. And when Hollywood does tell black stories, they often distort them for white audiences. Look at The Green Book, which somehow won Oscar for Best Picture. The movie was supposed to be about Dr. Don Shirley, a brilliant black classical pianist navigating the racist South, but instead the film centers on his white driver, Tony Lip, a racist Italian who literally didn't want a black man drinking out of his cups. Yet the moment he found out Shirley was gay, suddenly he started to see him as a human. That was the moment he became more accepting, not because he realized racism was wrong, but because Shirley's sexuality made him seem less threatening. That's the issue with the white-dominated media industry. When they control the narrative, we end up with stories that don't fully reflect the depth and diversity of black experiences. And when they do try, we often get watered down, stereotypical, or outright offensive depictions that make racism seem like something that can be solved with a road trip and a couple of jokes. So really, what really makes a black movie is more than just who's on screen. It's about who's in the control of the story. It's about the freedom to tell stories that aren't about struggle, but also about joy, love, adventure, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, everything. Because black movies shouldn't be about black pain, they should be about black life. And that means balance, showing all dimensions of black stories, from trauma to triumph, from realism to imagination. That's the future of black cinema.